You win in life with people. You know, it's not about me. I've never scored a basket for the University of Tennessee, you know, and I'm starting my 36th year. It's all about the people you surround yourself with and what they bring to the court, to the game, and to understanding that it is a team concept and they have to do it together. To always, to look in the mirror and see yourself and challenge yourself to be the very best, and to always do the right thing. And again, never compromise your principles, never lower your standards. Whatever it is that you desire to do in life, have the courage and the commitment to do it, and to do it to your absolute best. And always, always know that you have to believe it to do it.
Basketball junkies, thank you for tuning in to episode 5 of Beauty and the Ref. If you didn't know, I'm the ref. My name is Darren, with my beautiful co-host and Catchy.
Hey y'all.
If this is your first time tuning in, go ahead and hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. And if this isn't your first time, thank y'all for coming back. So if you don't know a little bit about us, we're all about women's empowerment, women in sports, and women's basketball. Normally what we do, we'll give our roses to pioneers in the league, especially the WNBA, but today we're going to do a little different, with this being the 5-year, I don't want to say anniversary, but this is the 5th year of passing of our legendary head coach, Pat Summitt. We're going to go ahead and give her all the roses that she deserves. Pat Summitt, if you don't know, she's a pioneer in women's basketball, head coach of the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. She had the most wins at the time at 1098 national championships, never had a losing season. Pat Summitt was the reason that women's basketball is what it is today. She helped the college ranks tremendously and helped the WNBA. Had some of the greatest players like Shamika Holtzclaw, Tamika Catchings, Kara Lawson, and she did a lot, not just for basketball, but for women in sports in general. I remember growing up watching the Tennessee Lady Volunteers with my grandma. It was just that stare that she had. Like, she reminded you of your own grandma, your own mom. And like, even though I'm a male, I really wanted to play for Pat because she had that tenacity. Everybody would like want to run through the wall for Pat. So 5 years ago today, we all lost the pioneer, we lost the icon, and it was hard for us because we're Tennessee Volunteer fans. But her legacy lives on and through all the women that she's coached. She has 100% graduation rate. And Pat Summitt was just one of a kind. She just put women's basketball on the map. And because of her, we stand here today and talk about the WNBA.
You know, I said I'm gonna get emotional, but Pat is the reason why I fell in love with basketball. She's the reason why I picked up one. And I would say throughout my adolescence, I worked so hard to try to become the basketball player I could be because I wanted to play for Pat. And even when I didn't, because I was never one of the lucky ones that was the chosen, that was given an opportunity. However, I still tried to take her teachings and just, you know, the work ethic, everything that I could possibly learn from her, never even meeting her in person, everything I could learn from her and apply that to my life. And Pat was just an awesome woman. And she just, one thing I always said about Tennessee is that I was going to Tennessee a basketball player, but I would leave being a complete woman. And I really felt like that's what she did. She did more, she didn't do just everything for basketball. It was pretty much more so for womanhood. So a lot of people don't know this, but 2016 for me was very hard. In June, losing Pat Summitt, and then in December 6th of 2016, I lost my own father. So, two very instrumental people to me in my life, you know, I pretty much lost them. And those wounds have never really healed. And I always do my best to try to smile when talking about Pat, because everything I remember of her is something of joyous. It's nothing to really cry about out of sadness or anything. She's not here with me physically, but she's here with us spiritually or whatnot. And I really just don't have much more to say just besides I miss her. And thank you, because Pat Summitt, like Darren said, you're the reason why we're doing this show right now. She's the reason why we know each other.
Right, really.
Like, if it wasn't for Pat, me and you would not know. We would have never met. We would have not known each other. She's the reason why we know each other. So, like, thank you so much, because not only did you give me the love of basketball, you gave me one of my most dearest friends. So thank you, Pat. Like, thank you for that. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why do we have to do this? Like,
no, we got to think about the happy time. I just remember like that stare, like Pat, like, man, like me and my grandma would watch the games together, and like she was just an awesome coach. Like look, I couldn't play, so I used to coach my little sister. I have my little sister wanting to go to Tennessee and everything. So like, Pat, we miss you. We love you tremendously down here. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the daughters that you've paved the way for on your teams. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you. Shoot,
and I grew up in a Louisiana Tech and LSU household. You know what I'm saying? So the simple fact that I was a Tennessee fan, like a diehard Lady Vols Tennessee fan, like, oh my God. That just spoke volumes. And it was Pat. The main thing about that level was her accountability. She held herself accountable, and she made people around her hold themselves accountable. And that's like one of the main aspects in life that I just really just implement into myself, to everyone. I'm going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to hold myself accountable.
Right. And you don't still have coaches like that now, because it's more like the players are in control. So I feel like we need more coaches like Pat, because she's not scared to sit Candace Parker down for the first half. You know, like, how many coaches going to do that today? Sit their star player for a half.
No.
You know, like, she was old school, but
very few.
She was the greatest. Everybody call her the female, the John Wooden of women's basketball, but to me, like, she's Pat Summitt. You feel me? Like, she's just as great as John Wooden. You know?
She's the go. I don't care. She is by far. If I'm doing a top three coaches, John Wooden, Pat Summitt, and Phil Jackson. Pat number one, John and Phil are number two and three, of course.
Okay, I ain't, you know.
But I was just naming them. But the caveat of coaches, Pat Summitt is by far the GOAT. She's the GOAT. And without a doubt, even though Tara Vanderveer did surpass her in wins, at the end of the day, Tennessee is still the all-time most winning women's program ever.
And I just love watching those old videos, like the way she used to be like pumping her team up. Like, she was the ultimate coach and cheerleader. And it was just like, dang, I wanted to be a towel boy, a ball boy, something. But
it's only one other coach that ever did just touch me like that when it came to like getting your players riled up and getting them the moment. It was in 2019 when Baylor won that title. Mm-hmm. And Kim Mulkey did they did like the puzzle thing or whatnot, and she was showing the final piece of the puzzle, and she was telling that team, I know what it feels like as a player and as a coach. I know that feeling, and I want nothing but this feeling for y'all or whatnot. I really want it for y'all. I think that's the only other time I really was just like when Kim said that, I was ready to jump in and put on the Baylor uniform. I was ready to play. Like, I wanted it too. So it's just really something when these coaches touch you or whatnot. And I feel like that is a lost trait that's a lost trait with these coaches and with basketball today. You don't really see those coaches. You don't see that kind of coaching where these coaches are really trying to relay something to their players. Like, it seems like for some of these coaches, it's a paycheck and a job, and it's the job and a roster spot, for the players. So I want to bring back that traditional. I want those traditional aspects of the family feeling of the coaching staff and players. I would love for that to come back.
Let's keep our fingers crossed for the Lady Vols. I feel like they're gonna have a good season coming up. All right. So.
Not to get started on Kelly, but I see it in Kelly Jean. I see it for Kelly Jean. So yeah.
All right, so we put our tissues away. We're gonna stop getting sentimental. Let's just get into the show now. So my second favorite part of the show, 3 things. You got something that you're feeling this week?
y'all, let me tell y'all something. So my entire, like, everything about me, everything like that I've been talking about, everything has pretty much been consumed by the Olympic trials, whether it's been swimming, track and field, or gymnastics. Even though I hate to say it, not hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to say this. The women's team, oh, y'all got work to do, because besides Jordan Childs and Simone Biles and Suni Lee, the rest is real shaky. And I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Simone is pretty much the main one carrying this team. If they don't get it together, baby, they team bronze at best. Like, they are y'all team bronze.
Don't get her go for her individual. I'm okay.
Right, because one thing we know, baby, the Chinese don't play. The Russians gonna come.
I'm about to say the Russians
gonna come, and I heard the Romanians trying to make another surge.
Oh Lord, I
heard the Romanians trying to make another surge. That is what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So the Russians gonna come. The Chinese gonna come. I need the U.S. to get on it. Okay, get it together, because they look real shaky. I saw a bunch of stepping out of bounds on floor exercise. A lot of this. I'm and not to bash these girls, because I've never been in position, but usually when it comes to floor exercise in the U.S. gymnastics team, they have a spark about it. And I didn't see those sparks doing floor. But moving along, so when it comes to, so let's just go ahead and get back to three things. So I'm about to go on a rant. We're just gonna go ahead and get back on three things I'm feeling. Okay, they pretty much all have to do with the track. I mean, some awesome things have been happening on that track on both the men's and women's side. But you know what? I'm here for the ladies. I'm here for the girls. But first thing I'm feeling, a thing Mo in the women's 800 meters at just 19 years old, smashing the American record and booking her ticket to Tokyo. Now, this girl, I'm kind of sad that she did not compete in the 400, but I know she's gonna be on. She should definitely be in that 400 relay pool. But the thing, Mo, is just at that young of an age and to be that athletically superior, is a God-given talent. That is a talent. That is a gift. And it's just like a thing, Mo. She be running fast, but it don't like she running, but it's just like she can be sailing. Like, she just, I love it. I love that. I love that about her. But to move on with that, as this little part of it, I'm overall feeling, because I don't know what it is, but they need to call these Olympics Texas 2020, because it seems like the state of Texas is just putting athletes on that Tokyo list, baby, because Raven Rogers placed second in the 800 meters and booked a ticket to Tokyo. So yay, congratulations, Raven Rogers. H-time where all go down, put it on. So, my state is really putting on for these Olympics. Like, we just, we just throwing them out to y'all. But the second thing I feel, and I was told, there was only one. There was just one.
Oh, Lord.
The second thing I'm feeling, Sydney McLaughlin winning the 400 meter hurdles and smashing the world record set by gold medalist and world champion and former world record holder, Dalilah Muhammad. Now, let me tell you this. That was a very good race. And McLaughlin, I knew when they announced that she was picking up Bob Kersey as a coach, that she was destined for greatness, because we all know what Bob Kersey can produce. First of all, his wife's name speaks by itself with Jackie Joyner Kersey. On top of that, let's not forget Flojo and Gail Devers. Bob Kersey has produces Olympic champions. He produces gold medal winners. So for Sydney McLaughlin to go out there and smash the world record was everything. But I'm gonna tell you this: Dalilah Muhammad has overcome injuries and COVID, and for her to still, she was up there. It ain't like Sydney blew out the water. Dalilah was still right there, so don't count her out. Huh?
It was close. It was close.
It was very much so close. It was very much so close. And I thought Dalilah had it, but I feel like it was more tactical. Now, I'm happy that Anna Cockrell did book her spot, but I wanted that for Shamir Little so bad. I love Shamir Little. I love her. I love her so much. So I was kind of sad that, Shamir hit that last hurdle or whatnot, but she can be back in 2024. She's definitely going to be back. The third thing I'm feeling, and the third thing I'm feeling is that goddamn Gabby Thomas. Just now, I know she played was, she was a really good contender to double. She didn't make it to the 100. However, she regrouped, she came back, and she smashed, just outright did her thing in the 200, clocking in with the final time at 21:64. Not only did she win as being her first time, and punch a ticket, being the first time Olympian, but that was one of the top running times ever by an American woman. So she gave us the top 2 performance. I just loved it. It was just so much. It was just like so much stuff going on with these Olympics. But another thing about him, I'm gonna say honorable mention, as a former thrower myself, Raven Saunders. That girl, that woman, she calls herself the Hulk. And I see why, because that girl is just strength personified. And the thing about Raven, I thought Raven was at least like me. She was 6 foot. She's only 5'5", but you really can't tell on TV that she's that short.
Right.
She's only 5'5", but she is strong. She's really gotten her body into shape, and I see her not cutting the gold medal. I'm about to say cutting the net, but I really see her getting that gold medal for the U.S. I love it. I mean, she's gonna join a long line of African American female shot putters. We going way back to the 50s and 60s when we had Earlene Brown, Olympic gold medalist. Michelle Carter. Olympic bronze medalist. Earlene was a bronze medalist. We got Michelle Carter. Being the first American woman ever to win the gold. Right. And then now we got Raven ready. To repeat. I think we got it. So yeah, those are my 3 things I'm feeling.
So you ready for the Olympics, huh?
I am. I love the Olympics. I love the Olympics. Like, I'm gonna say this.
I love those three: basketball, track, and some gymnastics, a little bit, swimming, a little bit. But that's
basketball, track, gymnastics, and volleyball. I'm always catch volleyball. I love volleyball. Beach and indoor. I love volleyball.
Tennis, but Serena ain't gonna be there, so I don't know if I'm gonna watch.
No, Serena's not gonna be there. Also, I will catch equestrian too. I like equestrian.
What?
The horse riding equestrian is fun to watch. It is fun to watch. Also, they normally don't show this on primetime TV, but if you watch gymnastics, get into rhythmic gymnastics and synchronized swimming. Oh my God!
Swimming, they've been doing different stuff. They've been
synchronized swimming. That's the shit. But their rhythmic gymnastics, oh my God! Like these girls, they be throwing hoops and balls and ribbons and doing flips and pyramids and this and that. It's beautiful. It's very much so beautiful. So yes, I'm an Olympic girl, but honestly, I would want to go to the Olympics and represent the U.S. just so I can get an opening ceremony outfit, because Ralph Lauren know they be down in the hell out them outfits. Like, them out, you know what the Ralph Lauren outfit's gonna give you, and I love them.
I'll give you my country discipline.
It gives me. Does it come in a size 26? Like, can I get one? Like, can I get one? Yeah. Yeah, what's that? So yes, those are the 3 things I'm feeling. So, Ralph. 3 things I'm feeling. We done gave our roses to Pat. So, what games did you watch that had you glued to the TV like this?
Look, it was some good games last week, but that game from, what was that, yesterday? That Las Vegas and Seattle game? Look.
Oh, the overtime game.
The overtime. It just, look. Y'all know how I feel. If y'all look, I'm a Sparks fan. I love the Sparks, but I love me some Chelsea Gray. Like, the girl that came back, the woman, that came back from 2 bad knee injuries. She's the point guard. She got eyes in the back, the side of her head. Like, that game just really made me miss Chelsea Gray. Like, she's gonna give you some buckets in crunch time. She's gonna give the ball to where it needs to be. Like, it was a play where De'Erica Hamby cut baseline and Chelsea went to the middle, but then she passed it like a no look. I didn't even see De'Erica. I'm like, well, dang, Chelsea, how you see her? Like, that game gave me everything. Look, I'm glad Seattle lost. But what I will say about Vegas, and we've been saying this all year, they're gonna have to give Liz Cambage some more touches. Like, can't nobody nobody on Seattle could stick Liz. Why did she only have like 8 points in the first
Right.
3 quarters? Like,
Right.
I don't know. I'm not, questioning Bill because he is a great coach, former bad boy, but I feel like Liz is gonna have to touch the ball. She's gonna at least need to get 12 to 15 shots. But that was a good game. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good game.
Most definitely. And it was because it was like, it seemed like it was just all Asia and Brianna Stewart at first, because them two was going at it. They both had like 30-some points apiece. However, Chelsea Gray said, "It's Chelsea time," and put the ball in my hands. And that's one thing I love about a big, because I know a lot of people like swift and kind of small point guards. I like big, strong point guards because you can't stop them, especially somebody like Chelsea who is strong, and she can get herself positioned. She can really just. I loved it, and she just really just made me say LA, because honestly, it's Fisher. It's Fisher. It's Derek Fisher. Until he's fired, I'm always going to say it's Fisher.
Don't speak of the name, but I really felt like this was a finals match in the making. I know some other teams, Connecticut, might have something to say about that, especially when Jonquel Jones get back. But I feel like Vegas, they gonna go as far as their role players get them there. Of course, Liz can have a big game, Asia can have a big game, even Chelsea. But I feel like Kelsey Plum, Jackie.
Because listen, Jackie Young was on Stu Bird. She was on Stu.
Yeah, Jackie got that locked down deep. But if she could keep playing like she was at the beginning of the year, like, not second guessing herself, getting the easy shots, not trying to settle for threes, and De'Erica Hamby too, because those three, if they really come with their A game, I don't think nobody really could stop them. And Seattle's a great team, but they don't have the role players that Vegas has. So
no, I just want to say this though. Kudos to Mercedes Russell for just being one of the most improved players that I've just. And I don't want to, I don't want to blame it on the Tennessee staff, but I really do think that they did not know what to do with Mercedes. I feel like because Mercedes is 6'6", 6'7", and I understand when you are that tall and that imposing, people expect for you to be a bruiser. They want you to be this enforcer. And I really feel like Mercedes had a finesse to her game that they just didn't know how to place it or coach it, or how to let her use it. And I feel like now, being in the WNBA and being, being around people with pro level skill sets, she learned that, and she looks really good, and she's running the floor really well, and just looks so much more agile.
But if you remember, Mercedes had those bad feet in college, so I'm not gonna really give Tennessee coaches too much flack for that. But you can see a major improvement since she's been in the pros. I'll give you that.
Major improvement. So yeah, that was. And besides the what was it, the Minnesota Las Vegas game with Big Field?
Oh, that was a good one too. Look, I was upset about the ending, and I also see this is one thing about these refs. These refs have been real inconsistent lately. I don't know what's going on. I feel like they need to be like the NBA and adapt that little challenging rule, because there's a lot of fouls, a lot of missed calls that I feel like they should have been able to challenge. And I feel bad for the ladies, because I'll be watching the game. It's like, hold on, they don't get no challenge. Challenge that. Nope, they don't get no challenge. So refs, come on now, y'all gotta do better. But both of those games, Minnesota's a sneaky good team. Like, I don't feel like they all the way firing on all cylinders. Of course, they have the injury bug like a lot of teams, but once they play up to their potential, now I feel like she needs to give Crystal Dangerfield the keys. Like, she needs to be starting. I love Lasia Claire, she's a great ambassador for the game.
No. Don't do that to Lasia.
What?
You said she.
Lasia goes by all pronouns. She's non-binary. She goes by
she's non-binary. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Check her Twitter. Hold on now. Don't even do me like that.
So it's she, he, her, they, them. Like
them all. Yes.
Okay.
She put it on Twitter. She tired of people tagging her, and when they call her she says she goes by all of them. So
all of them. So she.
It just feel funny coming off my tongue when I'm like, Lasia Claire is good for the game. So look,
I mean, you know what? And honestly, like, and with this whole, because we can dedicate an episode to this too. It's time to change the whatnot, and people are just, you have people not really wanting to, the days of conforming to something, are no more. People, are want to more free and express themselves, and it's really something that me, as an LGBTQ ally, that I'm learning, to deal with. I'm very much so, used to stirring ma'am, but I have to now ask people, are you they them? Like it comes with repetition. It comes with repetition. It comes with learning. It comes with asking. I was actually around someone who I was like, I'm a Southerner. So we say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Know what I'm saying? And clearly, this person was, in full beard and very much so. So I was like, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. And he was like, no, it's they, them. And so now I kind of have to like, ask that, like, hey, are you, just kind of ask, mine are, she, her, hers is Miss Ma'am, Darren's is, whatever his, he, his, sir, bro, Waterhead, Dee.
You got jokes today, I see.
Really do. But yeah, so get back to it. I do apologize. Sorrel, I've been consumed, with watching the trials and whatnot, watching gymnastics, track, and all that good stuff. You've been doing whatever you've been doing or whatever, but still catching basketball or whatnot. With that being said, who was your underrated player? Like who was under the radar with all that was going on?
So I don't know if you could really say I don't know if you can really say she's under the radar because she done won most improved player a couple of times. But I'm gonna go into my group of small guards. I'm a small guard myself, and I'm just gonna pick my girl Leilani Mitchell because look, she was 5'5", but she got a heart of a lion. She was balling against my Sparks. She almost gave me a heart attack because I was like that. Taya,
not to say that. Not to say that word around me.
Which one?
Heart attack.
I'm just saying. I was like, hold on, because Taya was having a game of her life, and then Leilani was up here. Like every time she scored, here come Leilani. Like, and they used to call her Fluffy Little Bunny, so she just bounced like a little bunny, just whoop whoop. So yeah, she had 14 against Dallas. She didn't do as well. Look, I feel like Leilani's been one of the most underrated guards in the league. Like coming out of college, nobody really thought she was gonna have this long of a career, and she just found her niche. She know how to get to the basket at 5'5". She could shoot. That corner three is deadly, and she's a great facilitator. I think she's the great complement to Natasha Cloud. Mike Tebow's a great coach. Of course, she's flourishing under him. So, Leilani, keep up the good work. I don't know how many more most improved you can win, but look, you be balling out there. So that's my under the radar player of the week.
Okay, so do you have a technical foul?
Look, I kind of touched on it earlier. Liz Cambage, she needs to get about 15 shots a game. Liz can't be scoring less than 10 points in 3 quarters. Also, Vegas. I noticed y'all one of the only teams in the league that have fans behind the bench. Now, I know most of the league is vaccinated and all, but I'm going to still say y'all going to keep that behind the bench a little secluded, back the fans up a little bit. I just want our ladies to be safe. I don't want no COVID. I don't want nobody to be out. Asia Durr, we praying for you. I'm still, that still make me nervous. So I'm just saying, Vegas, think about your ladies. Maybe everybody's vaccinated, y'all letting in, but it just, scared me a little bit.
Right. I mean, the other day I was at Walmart and people were walking around with a mask on. I was just like, oh, no, we're not there yet, people. Like, I'm fully vaccinated, but I'm still like.
Right, I'm still wearing my mask.
I'm still wearing a mask. Like, I'm just not.
Still need to get me sick.
Look, it's gonna take about like another 2 or 3 years before I'm out in public without a mask on. Like, for real.
Right, for real.
So we done did, so we have done, your under the radar, your technical foul. Never comes to the part what I enjoy the most, which is starts, bench, cuts. So last week I had one for you, but I don't know, we got caught up on something and I didn't get a chance, to put it out there, whatever. I didn't get a chance to do it. Okay. So I still don't trust you because I know you're sneaky. So with that being said, you're gonna set it up. You're going first. Give it to me.
That ain't no thing.
I'm ready.
All right, so I had a theme this week, like under the radar players or, players that don't get they due diligence. So I'm gonna start with the forwards. I got Former Sixth Player of the Year, De'Erica Hamby.
Okay.
Former Rookie of the Year, your favorite, Nafisa Collier. And former Northwestern great, one of your other favorites, Nia Coffey.
Who am I start benching and cutting?
Yes.
Starting the benching De'Erica and cutting the piece up. Like,
wow, you're gonna cut an Olympian? Oh my, wow.
But before Nafisa was an Olympian, what was Nafisa?
Rookie of the Year?
No. Was she rookie of the year? What was she?
I don't know. I don't look, you see
Exactly.
I don't know what she was.
Exactly. Exactly. So she's getting cut by that alone. Look, I've done a lot of growing. I have done a lot of maturing. However, with given a chance, and always neuter a husky. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sound like Bob Barker. All right, give it to me. What you got?
Okay. So I was really just trying to give you something that was like really good. And to me, these are guards, but these were some of the most dynamic guards to ever really play the game. Some Hall of Famers, some Olympians, some gold and silver medalists. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Freddie.
You have to start bench cut between the legendary Teresa Edwards, Hortensia, and Cynthia Cooper. Who are you starting? Who are you benching? Who are you cutting?
Look, you finally got a tough one. I'm gonna give you that one. Look. I'm starting Cynthia Cooper, of course, because it don't matter what decade you put her in, she balling. Then, look, this is gonna be a hard one, but I'm gonna bench Hortensia because you can't teach that height. Like, look, I was a center in my past life, right? So, and she didn't even have that many takes, but just looking at that little bit, like, couldn't nobody stick Hortensia, like, couldn't do nothing with her. And then, sorry, Edwards, like, she one of the best, but I'm just gonna have to cut Edwards.
Hortensia is probably like one of, like, when you talk about, like, everybody talk about Steph Curry and his 3-point shooting, right, and him being a walking bucket. Hortensia was the bucket. Like, she was the bucket.
By one name. If you only go by one name, you're great. Like Kobe, Michael, Hortensia, Marta, Ronaldo, like
Ronaldinho, Fabiana, come on now, like Walushka, like, come on, it
was a little hard because Teresa did our Thug Thizzle for like decades, but I mean Hortensia is Hortensia, man.
Like she never really just had any interest in playing the WNBA, but that woman was.
Just think if like she was in her prime and she came over and just look, Lisa would have had some trouble on her hands. Shoot.
Hortensia was like one of like the best guards ever. I love that about her.
All right. So I got another one. I'm sticking with my theme of I don't want to say underappreciated, underrated, maybe up and coming. Well, not up and coming, but anyways, I'm going with the point guards. Okay. So these are some guards I think are really good, but they don't get that notoriety. They don't get that marketing. They don't get ESPN. Don't really show them a lot of love. I mean, maybe this last one, but you'll get it. So anyways, I'm going to say one, Natasha Cloud. I love you, Natasha. Two, Jazz Thomas. Don't make that face. Jazz is one of the best. Look, okay, I'm gonna state her case later. And then okay, I'm gonna change that one because I know you're gonna cut her. Leilani Mitchell.
I actually do like Natasha Cloud a lot. I love Natasha. I love T Cloud. I follow you on Instagram. I love T Cloud. So I would start Cloud. I would bench Leilani, and I would cut Jasmine.
What? I'm gonna look. How you gonna look? I ain't cutting Jasmine because you got the better defense out of all three of them.
But I did like Jasmine Thomas at Duke. No.
See, that's the thing. I didn't really at Duke. I just felt like they was pumping her up, and then I watched her, and I'm like, she all right. But then when she got to Connecticut, I felt like she just blossomed. I feel like she's more comfortable.
This is me, as a we're not gonna talk about as a former Tar Heel fan, who
as a former what?
Tar Heel fan. You know what I'm saying? I used to love the Tar Heels, but
you're talking about the men's team, right?
The men's team, but
okay, I got you.
That's until, you know, Bruce Pearl came in and started flipping stuff around. But, you know, so, I mean, Leilani and Jay, but T Cloud is getting started. I love Natasha Cloud. T Cloud, yeah, what's up?
I love Natasha too, but I think I'm gonna start Jazz Thomas on mine.
So who was you gonna cut? Leilani?
Leilani, she's not like that, but they're.
She would get you under the radar, but you were gonna cut her and start bench cut. Ooh,
because the other two are better defenders and they're better all around players. Leilani a bucket though. She a bucket.
Bucket. Okay. So that was a good one. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good one. This is my final one, and I went the shooting guard route with this one. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All three of these women were very dynamic. These are some dynamic guards. Are you ready? Dynamic guard, combo guard, shooting guard. They were just dynamic.
Jeez, I gotta put it out.
So you have to start bench cut. Jeanette Arcane, Nikki McCray, and Andrea Stinson. Who are you starting? Who are you benching? Who are you cutting?
Look, you finally had a good one because Jeanette was a shooting guard, but she did play some point though. She did her thing. That's why I like Jeanette.
3, honestly. 1 through 4 if you allowed her to.
Sting. Okay, so I'm gonna start Andrea Stinson because that's what Lady MJ, like nobody was sticking her on the open floor. And then I'm gonna bench Nikki McCray and Jeanette. I'm sorry, you a champion, but
I know why you cut Jeanette too. I know why you cut her.
Why?
You get your revenge back on the comments. I know why you cut her. I'm not even excited. Not even excited. You know why you cut that. You know why you cut that one. I know. I do.
Yeah, her and her comments had me mad like for 4 years straight. That's why.
Imagine being a Sparks fan and living in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every 4 years in a row, I had to go to that damn parade. Okay. I mean, I would do anything to have a parade back in Houston at MLK at Thanksgiving, but still, you know.
Right. Sure, our Lakers, man, and our Dodgers, we didn't even get no parade. That would have been nice if the Sparks would.
Parade?
No, we was on quarantine.
But when they normally do, when y'all do parades?
Supposed to, but we ain't had one. They ain't even.
Baby, the Astros won in 2017, baby. We threw that parade.
Yeah, we have parades. Yeah, everybody have a parade. Like, right. Who don't have a parade?
I remember when the Rockets won in 94, 95, we was out there with brooms because of the sweep. So we was all out there with brooms, like go Rockets with brooms. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Shout out to Robert Ory.
Robert Ory. Okay. Everybody talking about people getting a documentary. Go ahead and give, because Robert got what, 7 of them? Let's go ahead and get one of Robert Ory. Robert got what, 7 rings? But go ahead and give him one. Like, let me
he deserved one. I feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame too.
He really should. Let me tell you something. That's one person. I tell everybody, I would have loved to be to start playing, get a ring. But if I could have a career like Robert Ory, where I'm just, you know,
man.
Every other year, I'm on the right team. I'm getting the
right shots. All right, y'all. Before we get out of here, I just want to go ahead and give my little player of the week to none other than the Olympian. You know, I'm a Lady Vols fan, but I know, look, I give my credit where credit is due. And Tina Charles, baby, you've been balling. You've been balling. I feel like you heard me say Jonquel Jones is my MVP. And then you just were like, hold on, Jonquel, let me keep on balling. Let me show you what I could do. So last week, she was averaging 30 points, 13 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Against Seattle, 34 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists. Against Dallas, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Look, Tina, she sat out last year, got her little rest, but baby looks rejuvenated. She done produced. She's doing things off the court, but she's still letting everybody know that I'm a bucket. I'm going to give my points in the paint, and I can step out and shoot a 3-pointer.
All right, Tina, you know.
Hey, give Tina her props, man. Because without Deladon ain't playing,
Deladon. Oh,
excuse me. Deladon ain't playing. She been carrying that Washington team. Alicia Clark out. Natasha done missed a couple of games. Tina's been constant, and she been balling. And look, it hurts me to say as a Lady Vols fan, but hey, Tina right now the front runner for the MVP until Jonquel Jones get back.
Well, my player of the week It's Chelsea Gray. That game yesterday against the point guard, that game yesterday against Seattle, Chelsea just it was just like her. It's like I could swear her name was her whole name is Chelsea. It's my time Gray, because no matter what was going on, she was just making herself felt, and she was just hitting all the clutch. She was doing what a point guard is supposed to do, and that's why she's my player of the week. Like Chelsea, that was all Chelsea. Like that was all Chelsea. That was all Chelsea. That was Chelsea. That was Chelsea. Yeah. That was Chelsea. I digress. Chelsea's mine. Michaela for Rookie of the Year, because ain't nobody even about to catch her in that. No one's about to catch Michaela in the Rookie of the Year race. But when it comes to Player of the Week, who I'm giving them props and everything to, Chelsea Gray.
I can't argue. I love me some Chelsea Gray.
And it's special. It was special fault. Period. It was special fault.
Can we not speak?
And you know, anybody, and you know, any coach, I do not like Bill Laimbeer at all. So for me to be giving him credit, come on now.
But do you really got to give Bill credit? Because it's like he got a group full of all-stars, a group full of players who know their role. Like I ain't never seen Bill sit down as much. He ain't really even coaching. He's just sitting down with his legs crossed. He ain't really got to do much.
You feel like it's get Derek Fisher out of LA.
Oh, and while we on coaches, I just want to give another shout out to my girl Noelle Quinn. You doing your thug thizzle out there in Seattle. Look, I ain't never really liked Seattle, but I find myself rooting for them sometimes. Because every time they show Noelle Quinn, I'll be like, oh. Huh?
It's because it's a Cali girl, and not only that, but a black Cali girl. That's the head coach.
Girl, look, and the edges be slick. And I met her before, and she went to UCLA. Yeah. Noelle Quinn, keep doing your thug thizzle.
I play you. I mean, ride for those. Where you from? Ride from. You know, you a proud. You from the Dina.
It's just Dina now. Come on now.
Oh, just Dina.
Dina.
You from Dina.
And you from Cyprus. All right, we're gonna say goodbye to her.
This was a really good show or whatnot. As always, I had fun. Like I say, you know, it's just like every time this camera rolls, I'm living out a portion of my dream, and I love it. I just cannot do anything but smile about it or whatnot. So y'all, as always, thank y'all so much for tuning into episode 5 of Beauty in the Breath. We are so happy that you came and tuned in or whatnot. And like I said, if this is your first time watching us, go ahead and like and subscribe and become a regular viewer. But if you're familiar with us, you know, thank you so much for your support and your viewership. And what we say, Ruff, what we always say,
no excuses.
And beauty is an attitude. Bye, y'all.
Y'all, peace out.